Will Carmelo Anthony survive prison? I mean, when you think about it, they said that he was fearful of his life. All throughout this entire case, they kept trying to make it seem as if though Metcalf weighed 200 and something pounds. I guess double his weight, right? Let's do the math for a second. They want us to believe that Carmelo defended himself because Metcalf weighed double his weight. But now he got to go to prison and be around guys that are double his weight. Does that make sense? You you unalive one guy because you want us to believe that you are defending yourself. Now you got to really defend yourself now. Now you're in prison where there's other guys that is going to test you. Will he survive prison? Will he make it? Because now he got to go through the process of getting butt naked, spreading his cheeks for COs. He got to go through all the humiliating things that inmates go through. He traded his freedom for a life of being told what to do for 35 years. And they said that the kid was smart. I don't think so. You can't be smart. Why would you want to give up your freedom so somebody could tell you to spread your cheeks and bend over? That don't make sense. You know? I don't think he's going to be able to survive. I think that he's done. Um, when this case originally first started, you had this. I'm not sure if the guy was racist or what, but he was making a lot of sense, right? He was talking about how the black community, they made the Carmelo situation a race issue to the point where inmates in prison were talking about Carmelo before he even got before the trial even took place. He was saying that inmates in prison was already talking about the Carmelo situation, awaiting him to come to prison, to the point where they were betting which prison he's going to. And because people made it a race issue, I want to know, will will Carmelo be protected in prison by other black people? Or will those very same black people that's in prison try to attack him? Because a lot of y'all be thinking that just because somebody is black that they rock with you. I don't agree with none of that garbage. To be your very own people that will be the first to attack you, violate you, um, press you, test you. They be the ones. I don't think that he's going to get any preferential treatment because he's sort of like a celebrity now. So if they don't put him in some sort of protective custody, some nice area where if they put him in like general population, he's done because um, there's a lot of people that they want to get revenge for Metcalf because of what happened. And I don't think that he did the math about what life is going to be like behind the bars, you know? I don't think he's going to be able to survive because um, it's like they said how much he weighed, like a buck 40, a buck 40 in the penitentiary. Um, that's woman weight. Sorry to say, but that's the weight of a woman. And you ain't see how they made bruh man look on his mug shot. It's like they made bruh man look like a woman. They literally shaved him up, cleaned him up. That's crazy, man. First day in the penitentiary. Man gonna be crying for his mama. Um, I was watching some other video with another guy that he said he'd been in the penitentiary out there in Texas. And he said it's no joke. He said it's no joke. He was describing what Karmelo gonna be dealing with on day one. He was breaking it all down. You know? Think about it. You walk from being a free man to you have to take showers with other men butt naked. Imagine that. You're 19 years old. You're supposed to have your whole life ahead of you. And instead, you're surrounded by grown men. You're surrounded by grown men in the penitentiary. And for some reason, people think that he's gonna get some sort of protection from other black men. I'm here to tell you, fam, um, there are no friends in the penitentiary. I don't know why people be thinking that you got friends and allies, man. No, there are no friends. People doing time, hard time, and he gonna be he gonna learn a heck of a lot real fast. Um, it's not gonna be a good week for him. It's not gonna be a good week. Ain't no telling what plans are set up for him. You know, because everybody believe they're a tough guy until they go to prison. That's when you're faced with the reality. It's like you're supposed to be a smart kid. You're in school. You plunge a knife in someone's chest to go to prison. Like, I don't get that math. It makes no sense. What is Karmelo going to do when a 230-pound man tell him, hey, um, effective immediately, um, you're going to be my woman? What is he going to do? What are he going to do? Because a lot of people have been trying to spin this case that because of Metcalf's height and his weight, that Karmelo feared for his life and decided to stab him. Well, what are you going to do now? What is he going to do now, surrounded by a bunch of inmates? What are you going to do now? Because if he stabs somebody now, he going to get more time. See, here's the thing. Because I know a lot of y'all get mad at me all the time, right? I don't know why y'all keep getting mad at me for. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, the justice system is rigged against black men. Let's just say, right? If that's the case, I got the solution. You ready for the solution? Don't commit no crimes. Problem solved. If you believe that the justice system is rigged and it's against black men, right? Okay. The solution would be don't commit no crime. What do you think? I think that's a wonderful solution, because if you're not committing no crimes, then you're not getting arrested. If you're not getting arrested, you're not in court. If you're not in court, you're not going to prison, right? So why do black men continually do things that's going to put them in a situation where they're going to be forced into a system that they believe already isn't fair? We know the system is not fair. We know that because we see what happened with the Chow guy. He was acquitted after he murdered the 14-year-old kid. Clearly, the kid didn't steal nothing. And then they try to spin it as if though the kid was a thug, as if though he was this horrible person, because a gun dropped out of his person. He never pointed the gun at nobody. He never used the gun, but that's how they spinned it to make it look like Mr. Chow was justified in ending his life. We all know that's bull crap. We know that already. But let's not mistaken, Karmelo is actually guilty. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying as if I'm saying Karmelo's innocent, because he's not. He's guilty. But the thing is, as a black man, as a black woman, if you believe that the system is unfair towards black people, if that's what you believe, stop committing crimes. Stop putting yourself in a situation where they can take advantage of you. I'm a family man, right? As a family man, I'm 49. I got a lot to lose. So I would be stupid to put myself in a situation where I'm going to get locked up at 49. Throw my whole life away for what? To prove something to somebody? Oh, somebody called me the N-word. Let me pull out my gun and kill him. Now I'm in prison. That makes sense? That don't make no sense. People going to prison for dumb stuff. So now, every day Karmelo wake up, he gotta keep one eye open at all times. You know? Caramel says, I find it strange white people get lighter sentences doing the exact same thing. But see, here's the problem. I think that I think I think black folk keep forgetting history, right? Now, what we have to establish here is this. Carmelo's guilty. Let's just call it what it is. Let's stop playing, right? But now, if you know the system is unfair, right? Why continually commit crime, knowing you're not going to get a fair shake? Why commit crimes? If I know the system is not going to be fair because I'm a black man, I'm not going to be out here putting myself in situations that's going to cost me my freedom. I'm not doing it. And if I know that I'm in a circumstances or situation, I'm going to make sure that whatever decision I make, that I understand my decision. Because during this trial, a lot of black folk don't understand what self-defense means. You can't kill somebody because they push you. Think about this, guys. Watch this. Get out the way. Stab in the heart. That's not self-defense. That's murder. Somebody push you, you fear for your life, you walk away. walk away. See, if Karmelo feared for his life, right? Why would he tell Metcalf, touch me and see what happens? If he feared for his life. If you feared for your life, you're not going to say, touch me and see what happens. And many witnesses agreed that he was the aggressor. Self-defense would mean that Austin would have had to pull out a weapon, a knife, and try to stab Karmelo, or pull out a gun and try to kill him with it, or pull out a screwdriver, to the point where that screwdriver, soon as Karmelo saw it, he feared for his life, grabbed his knife, took him out. Self-defense. That's self-defense. Self-defense is not somebody pushing you, shoving you, and you figure, well, okay, I have a right to kill somebody now. If that's the case, we're going to be killing each other all day. That means that if you bump into me, that means that if I'm driving my car and you just a minor bump, you just bump my car, I have the right now to get pissed off and pull out my gun and shoot you through the windshield. That would be murder. That's not self-defense. How is that self-defense? Oh, I'm defending myself because you bumped into my car. What? No. Self-defense is I'm sitting in my car with my family. You pull up on the driver's side. You pull out a gun and put a gun to my head, pointing it at my kids, telling me to get out the car. And in the process of you doing that, you were distracted. I pulled out my gun and I shot you in your neck and you bled out. That's self-defense. Because why? My family life was in danger. You pulled a gun on me. So now I'm going to meet you with equal force and I'm going to take you out. That's self-defense. So even if the police come, plus I got a dash cam, oh my goodness, you're done. That's self-defense to the max. I got a dash cam too. Dash cam caught you coming up to my car, being the aggressor, pulled out a gun. It's all being recorded. Then I pull out mine, shoot you in the neck. You bleed out and die. I didn't commit no crime. I was just simply defending my family. You know? I'm tired of people not understanding the facts, not understanding the law, and just being ruled by emotion when it comes to this case. I'm tired of this stuff. It's depressing to see grown adults. They don't know what self-defense means. They don't know what jury of your peers mean. I had to make a whole video, a separate video, teaching black folk what jury of your peers mean. Jury of your peers do not mean people who look like you. It means people from the community who are impartial, people who can judge you without prejudice. Got an entire jury of white folk and they're impartial. I don't got a problem with that. You know why? Because they're not judging me based on my color. They're not judging me based on my religious beliefs. They're not judging me based on sexuality. They're not judging me based on none of that goofy stuff. The reason why there were no black jurors is because when they interviewed the selected jurors that they wanted, they picked black people from the community. But guess what happened? Everybody that they picked were saying stuff like, quote, I can't see myself locking up another black man. Once you say that, and they're trying to select you for a juror, they're going to remove you because you are partial in judgment. You already decided that you're not trying to listen to the case. Your only goal is to make Carmelo walk free. So they're not going to have you. Have any of you ever been on jury duty? You should know this, guys. For some reason, we think Carmelo didn't have a fair shake because there was no black people on the jury. Guys, I've seen cases where black people were on the jury and the black person who was on trial still went to prison. Just because somebody's black does not give you a get out of jail free card. Jury of your peers simply means the community. For example, if I'm on trial for murder and I live in this community, they're going to look for people from the community, whether where I live here or around in the community, and they're going to call them in for jury duty. They're going to ask them a series of questions. These questions are designed to wean out racists, bigots, haters, people that already made up their mind, um, people that are partial in judgment, people that got a vendetta against someone, people that are filled with anger. It's designed to wean them out. Do you understand? If there's a man who is gay and he murdered a straight man at his workplace, and you have a guy who is gay and he's on trial for murder, and they select you for jury duty, this is how they'll ask you questions. Good morning, sir. Hey, how you doing? Uh, okay. So, what do you how do you feel about gay people? Well, I don't agree with their lifestyle because you know what I'm saying? The Bible says this and it's an abomination and I just don't agree with those people. Uh, okay, you could go home. You could go home. Now you're probably wondering why they're gonna send you home. Well, you don't like gay people. We're not saying that you like their lifestyle. What we're saying is you have an issue. Because of that issue, you're going to be partial in judgment. You're not going to look at the case. You're not going to look at the facts. So when it comes to the final decision, you're going to vote guilty. Not because they were found guilty, but because you don't like them. You know? In the case of Austin versus Metcalf, let's say, for example, there's someone from the community who knows the Metcalf family and they're doing jury selection and they ask, let's say, a white guy, hey, sir, how you doing? Hey, I'm doing great. Oh, okay. Um, have you ever seen Metcalf before? Oh, yeah. Um, Wonderful young man. He grew up in the community. I know his father, and they're a great family. Uh, he was a good athlete. Hey, you could go home. What did I do wrong? It's conflict of interest. You know the family, you know the child, you're aware of him. So you're going to be partial in judgment. You see that? You probably thought, I didn't do anything wrong. They're going to send you home because it's a conflict of interest. You know the Metcalf family. You saw the young boy grow up. So in your heart, you want to see Carmelo fry. You need impartial people on a jury. But now watch this, guys. Watch this. Watch this. You ready for this one? You ready for the bombshell? Okay. I'm glad you asked that question. As much as I could give you the legalities and what's legal when it comes to jury selection, if you understand the game, there is a way people that are partial in judgment make it on the jury stand. When they go through the questioning, they know how to answer the questions to hide their issues. So let's say, for example, hypothetically speaking, there's a white guy who want to see Karmelo fry, right? Let's say he's a racist. Hey, how you doing, sir? Yeah, I'm doing great. Um, okay. Um, what do you think about Carmelo's actions? Well, I really don't know why he did it. Um, I don't understand exactly all of the facts. I'm just trying to figure out what really happened so I can really find out more information of why he did it versus what happened. Um, they're both young men, and it's just a real tragedy. You know, my heart goes out to the Metcalf family, and my heart goes out to Carmelo's family. I really don't know what happened. I just want to find the truth in this situation. Okay, you can stay. He played the game. He played the game. He played dumb. There are people that do this, and they're allowed on the jury. But the whole time, they want to see Carmelo fry. That's why it's very, very tough selecting jurors. Now, there have been cases where people that had secret hate in their heart made it on the jury list. And during the trial, they were removed because it was found out that those people not only were they partial in judgment, but they were talking about the case outside of the court with other people. And they realized we can't have them on the trial. Am I saying that everybody that was on the jury list were 100% uh, impartial? I don't know. I don't know. I'm showing you the game. The legal process is when you select jurors, we need people that are impartial. Whether they're white, black, Asian, doesn't really matter. Think about this, guys. If you're black and the judge is white and all the attorneys are white, does that mean you're going to lose because they're white? No. I mean, think about this. Carmelo's family, didn't they hire a white lawyer? Why they didn't hire a black lawyer? See, this is why I don't want to hear all of that race stuff. Because if it was really about that, why would they hire a white attorney? You see? And now I'm hearing they trying to blame the attorney. It has nothing to do with that. What we need to focus on who can do their job. Look at the situation with OJ. Look at his dream team of attorneys. It include white and black. You see that? And what happened? They got him off the case. Now, you would have thought that OJ would have fried. White woman dead, black man? Uh-uh. How is it that OJ was acquitted if the system is rigged? Come on now. OJ was able to be acquitted. He beat the system. And I'm sure there was a lot of white people that was upset. When the verdict came in, a lot of white folk lost their minds. They didn't like that. They were upset. But the truth is, OJ and his attorneys played the game. Court is a game of chess, people. It's a game of chess. A lot of y'all don't know that. It's a game of chess. You got to know how to play the game, guys. Got to know how to play the game. I don't know why these bugs keep coming after me, man. It's the light. When you're on trial for murder, you got to know how to play the game. Will Karmelo survive? I don't think he's going to be able to make it, guys. 19 years old, 130, 140 pounds. He's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. You know? But what I want the community to understand is this. We got to stop focusing on the race issue. I think that's the problem we have to stop focusing on. Now, hear me out, because y'all be getting mad at me all the time. I can't even speak without people getting mad at me. So frustrating. I literally just had a talk in the park with a young kid. Literally. I'll probably publish that video on my my workout channel. I was talking to him about the Karmelo case. He didn't even know about it. Or maybe he was just acting like he don't know. Maybe he felt some type of way. As a white kid. And I was encouraging him because he was saying that he want to be a chef. That's the type of business he want to get into. And I was pretty much encouraging him on how to start that business and how to keep going. And then he knew I was a YouTuber. He knew. He's like, you're a YouTuber or something? It's like, yeah. I didn't tell him my channel and whatnot, but I was talking about the Karmelo case. He didn't even know about it. What I need for people to understand is this, right? We know that the justice system is unfair when it comes to Black people. It really is unfair. There's no lies about that. It is unfair. At the same time, we need more parents to begin to teach their children, primarily their young men, to stop going out here committing crimes. Because all you're doing is setting yourself up to be put into the system and have to go through all of this mess. How many times we see this happen? When are we going to learn? You know? If you know as a Black man, you're not going to get a fair shake, especially if you don't got the money. It's one thing if you got the money. Think about this. P. Diddy Combs. He got the money, but look where he at. You see my point? Even if you're Black and you got money, guys, it's not going to save you. It's not going to save you, man. You can have the money. Look what's going on with the family. They want to appeal. That's why appeal? Just accept your fate. And I actually think giving him 35 is a good deal, considering circumstances. He could be out 17 years. He'll be eligible for parole. He'll be able to come home, start a life, get a job. You know, live out his days. It's better than 99 years. It's better than life in prison. Because that's what he was supposed to get. You know? And that's if he's good in prison, because anything can happen. He can get into a fight, get more time at it, you know? It all depends. The families Go Send Go was recently canceled. Why? Because he was found guilty. And you got people that are outraged over that. No. Look, guys, he was found guilty. There's no need to fundraise anymore. At this point, I don't trust the family because they're getting rich. They're using that money for personal gain. Let's just call it what it is. They want to appeal the situation. That's not going to work because there, again, when you look at the facts, there is no self-defense. That it's just not there, guys. You know, in order for Karmelo to survive prison, he would have to be on excellent behavior. He would have to stay out of the way. He would have to be active because everything changes. Imagine you 19 years old, you're accustomed to probably playing video games, hanging out with your buddies, uh, you know, going to parties, dating, and now you're around a bunch of grown men. You're being strip searched. You got to eat when they tell you to eat. To adjust to that, he's gonna need some mental clarity. He's gonna have to stay working out. He's gonna have to work out, get his weight up. He gotta adjust. You never know. He might find somebody in there that's gonna, probably take him under their wing. You know what I'm saying? And he might not. You don't know how the penitentiary feel about him. You don't know what's gonna take place. But him going to prison was his choice. He murdered a young man. Always remember that. He murdered someone. No, I'm not saying that somebody's siding with him because I believe that he's guilty. I'm saying that in the penitentiary, you have to think about this. In the penitentiary, let, let me pause for a little bit so I can gather my thoughts. You have a lot of men that are in the penitentiary that been there more than 5 years. A lot of these men, although they committed crimes, they became somewhat very educated about the system. They know that Karmelo's guilty. There's a lot of inmates in there, black, white, whatever, and they know he's guilty. There's a lot of inmates that study these things. And when a case is going on and a trial's going on, these inmates are intelligent enough to know, oh yeah, Brum man, oh yeah, he guilty. He gonna be here. Because they know. They learn from their mistakes. They learn from their actions. They know already. So when he get there, you might think, oh, because he's black, a bunch of other black guys are gonna be like, hey yo, Karmelo, hey yo, come sit with us. Yeah, come sit with us, fam. We got you. Nah. They might try to take advantage of him, extort him, get him to get money for protection. In other words, hey bro, hey yo, your folks gonna have to put some money on my commissary. Gotta do this, gotta do that, because you know what I'm saying? If not, these dudes gonna take advantage, bro. And out of fear, he gonna do whatever they say. Because remember, he already got 35 years. So it's gonna be one of them things where he's gonna have to become a monster in prison or just succumb to the life. You know what I'm saying? I remember you had this one episode on YouTube, right? Where you had this white boy who he went into prison at a young age, and he said while he was in prison, he became one of the inmates' woman in order to survive. Crazy stuff, man. He said when he was in the penitentiary, the guy approached him and was like, "Yo, um, you're gonna be my woman, and it is what it is." And he ain't even put up a fight. That's crazy. A white guy. It's on YouTube. Look it up. And he said, I think it was for 3 years. I think it was 2 to 3 years. He was um, basically living a double life in prison, being somebody's woman or somebody's boy, they would say it. And he said that's what got him through. And he said by him being somebody's boy, he got a sense of protection and whatnot. But he said his father don't know, his family don't know. Well, they know now because it's on YouTube. But it'd be situations like that too. Because he said when he got in there, he was a young kid, and these were grown men, and that's crazy, man. He didn't even put up a fight. That's wild. You got to be. I don't know. So I don't know if Carmelo might end up in a situation like that where you might have inmates that might be like, "Look, fam, um, you know, it is what it is. It's either you do this or we're gonna stab you." What is he gonna do? He gonna fight? Or he gonna cry to mama? What he gonna do? Because he should have thought of this before he put that knife in Metcalf's chest. You know, I don't even know why that kid didn't take the stand. That's another thing. Bro didn't even take the stand to defend himself. Man, you got to be crazy. You look at some of these videos on YouTube with the prison life, some of these horror stories. This stuff will make you think. You know, here's the thing. Who said that, man? It was somebody that said this, man. I think it was it's this YouTuber, man. Uh Damn. All right, the YouTuber, I think he I think he was a Crip. I think he was in the Crip gang. Um he used to rap. He used to rap battle rap. Somebody know his name. He was a battle rapper and he was a Crip. You always see him do commentary videos on YouTube. What's his name? Anybody know his name? One of y'all know his name. He be talking about uh Percy. Percy. That's his name, right? Percy had a video that he published not the other day, I think about a year or two ago. And it was in regards to a situation with somebody. And he was talking about the penitentiary. He said you could be the biggest, the toughest, the most gangster. If five guys pull up and they say, look, we're gonna take you and we're gonna experiment and do things with you. There's nothing you could do about it. Doesn't matter how tough you are, how many muscles you got. He said, if they choose to gang up on you, there ain't nothing you gonna do about it. So if Carmelo is there and you have a group of guys and they're like, yo, this dude is fresh meat, brand new, there's nothing he could do about it. I mean, you better fight till the death. But the more you fight, the more tired you're gonna get. These are the things that Percy was talking about. how there been dudes in the pen that they were fighting the inmate, they got jumped, and they kept fighting until they had no more air left. And once they ran out of air, they tired, they couldn't do anything no more. So it's like those guys end up doing whatever they wanted to do with that dude. They be wanting you to fight so that you run out of air, and then they just do whatever they want, and then you're done. Now you're somebody's woman. There's a lot of dudes that are on YouTube that got turned out in prison. They don't tell you. They come on YouTube, they act like they tough guys, and these guys had their butt taken. That's crazy. Yo, that's some crazy stuff, man. Yo. Some of these YouTubers that you guys follow, man, they had their butt taken, bro. And they be acting real tough on YouTube. There was this one dude that's on YouTube. I'm not gonna mention his name because I don't want to. Like, it's not even funny. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, but it's not funny. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yo, this stuff is sad, bro. This is one YouTuber, man. This is true. You can look it up on YouTube. This one YouTuber, man. He was talking about how in prison they took his butt. And he's literally on camera telling everybody this stuff. And I'm like, dog, you really telling us this mess? He was like, yeah, man. It's like they didn't even wait 1 week. They were ready. And he was like, they took his butt, and he was not the same no more. It's crazy. When Percy made his video where he was talking about that, it was a real video, man. That was a serious video because he was not laughing. He was not playing. He was like, yo, it's real. He said it's real in there. He said sometimes it be peeps that you cool with, people you hanging with. They buddy you up. They might say, hey, man, here's some cakes. Here's some chips. And you thinking y'all cool. But they running up a debt on you to the point where you can't pay that debt. And now it's like you owe them. So there's like, look, you going to pay me this debt or you could pay me this way with your butt. It is what it is, man. $35 years is a long time. Very long time. I was watching this video with this white guy. I'm not sure what gang he's in, but he's in some sort of gang or was in a gang. And he was talking about what Karmelo can expect when he gets to prison. Because of the case, he said there are white gangs that are in prison that will try him. That's what he said. And he said there are gangs in prison that are ran by certain white men. And he said they're waiting for Karmelo to come to prison. Because of the way this case was put out there, they can't wait for him to come to prison. So it's going to be interesting, man. We're going to hear something in the news soon. Trust and believe that. For the first week, it might be quiet, but once he's settled in the penitentiary and they put him in an actual cell, that is when the party begins. For right now, they might put them somewhere where uh, it's not violent because of the case, how it's so popular. But once he's settled in, like let's say in 1 month, and they put him where everybody is, with a main spot, that's when the show begins. Because there's going to be people that's going to test him. That's the sad part about this. But I don't feel no sadness, because when you commit these crimes, right, you have to think about the consequences of what you put yourself into. You know, you said, bruh, this dude is fantasizing and salivating at Carmelo getting his cookies robbed. This is weird, bro. Let me ask you this: why you're listening to me? That would make you a weirdo. That's the equivalent of watching two gay men fuck, and you're watching them. What does that say about you? If you're listening to me, what that say about you? If you believe that's what I'm doing, why are you listening? I'm just having a conversation. So the real weirdo is the fact that you're trying to project your fantasies onto me. The real issue here is you are fantasizing about these things, not me. You got to check yourself, bro. Don't project your demons on me. I'm just having a conversation. And if you're listening and you feel that way, then that would make you a weirdo too. That's the equivalent of walking into a gay bar. You walk into the gay bar. It says gay bar on the outside. But you walk in the gay bar and you're complaining. Hey, everybody, why are there men in here dancing on men? This is not right. And everybody's looking at you like, bro, why are you in here? You're a weirdo. How could you walk into a gay bar complaining about what they're doing? Why are you even there? You know? They said that Carmelo was a smart kid. I don't think so. There's such thing as being smart in books, but not smart in street knowledge. See, the streets is a different beast. A lot of people don't graduate from street smarts. A lot of people don't got that. They're smart with their books, but they're not smart in the streets. Carmelo knew how to ace those tests in school, but when it came to street knowledge, he wasn't smart. If he was smart, he would have walked away. He would have saw danger coming. He would have knew what was happening. Just like some of you cats that live in the hood. When you're in the hood, there's certain street knowledge you have where you on the block and you kind of looking and you kind of peep something about to pop off. You know, let me go back in the crib. You know something about to pop off, so you know to move. Or you and your family could be outside and it look like something really, really about to go down. And you'd be like, you know what? Let me go get my gun. Let me go back and let me go get my gun real quick. You got your gun on you, and you kind of looking around, and then something really pop off. You were ready because you understand the signs in the streets. Karmelo didn't understand that. He went under a tent where he didn't belong. He claimed that somebody pushed him, Metcalf, and once that happened, he told him, uh, touch me and see what happens. Once you say touch me and see what happened, you already premeditated what you're going to do. You already premeditated what you're going to do. So we cannot say that's self-defense. That's not self-defense. You already told me, touch me and see what happens. That means you premeditated murder. You already thought about it. That is what messed up his case. He told on himself. He told on himself, fam. Imagine that. You telling, oh yeah, touch me and see what happened. Metcalf didn't know he had a knife. If Metcalf knew he had a knife, he would have probably backed out of the way. He didn't know. That knife came out, that was a surprise. Surprise! Bleeding out. And what did he do next? He ran. If it's self-defense, why are you running? Yeah, those are provoking words. You can't say that. That's a provoking word. It's like he literally was the aggressor. Because here's the thing. Metcalf didn't tell him that. Metcalf didn't say, hey, you better move or you're going to see what's going to happen. He didn't say that. They were asking him multiple times to leave the tent. And you know what's so crazy about this? I seen one video with some clown. He was saying that nobody owns the tent, so people could just sit wherever they want to sit. That's not how it goes. If we're at an NBA game, right, and you got the Warriors versus the Knicks or whatever the case is, they all have their own side. One side cannot go to the other side talking about, I want to sit down. No, because the coach is there giving the plays. The teammates is over there talking about what they're going to do next. So they don't want you there. And even if you're not running or what, we don't want you here. This is our spot. This is where we hang out. And if you know anything about teams, it's a lot of tension that come up, a lot of arguments. This is not nothing new. Everybody know to stay under your own tent. Everybody knows this. Some people saying, oh, somebody called Karmelo over to the tent. Okay, if that's the case, then once you finish talk to them, leave. It don't make no sense you stay there. What are you staying there for? You're not welcome. They already told you, leave. But no, you want to stay there even though these men asked you, bro, could you leave, please? Could you please go? Nah, I'm in my ego. I'm in my pride. You're not going to tell me nothing. But you want me to believe that he was fearing for his life because Metcalf weighed 200 plus pounds and was 6 feet tall? Come on, man, stop it. I don't want to hear that. That's an excuse. If he was fearful for his life, he would have walked away. He would still have his freedom right now, gang. He'll be able to graduate, go on, do what he had to do, start his life. You know what I mean? Just be productive. and make his family proud. But instead, he decided, I'm going to take a knife out my bag, put it in this guy's chest. Now, I know a lot of you are pissed because when you compare it to other cases, it looks like he was done dirty, but he was not. Based on the legalities, based on the law, based on the circumstances, Karmelo's case was not self-defense, guys. If I push you and you pull a knife and stab me, bro, that's murder. How could anybody call that self-defense? I'm defending myself. But you killed a man. Why didn't Karmelo put out these? Pull out his hands and fight. Or just walk away. Come on now. All he had to do is just either walk away or just put up his hands and fight it out. Get dusty real quick, and then they break it up, and then y'all go about y'all business. But he changed the whole trajectory of that entire track meet. Once that kid got stabbed in the chest, whew, it messed everything up, man. There was no 4 against 1. Stop that bull crap. I'm tired of you folks lying, man. Stop lying. Stop lying. The case is over. Stop lying. Stop making up stuff that you hear from other people. Stop lying. My goodness, bro. 4 against 1. What do you mean 4 against 1? There's no such thing. You folks literally make stuff up, and that's the problem. That's why that man is doing 35 years. Because y'all keep lying about something that is so simple and clear to understand. Y'all making it seem like he was jumped and they were beating him up. Everybody beating him up. That's not what happened. That didn't happen. Four against 1. Man, stop the damn lying. If you know you're under a tent and somebody asks you to leave, leave. He stood there because he was in his ego. And he felt, because he had that knife, that he was above other people. 4 against 1 garbage. I don't want to hear none of that nonsense, man. I'm tired of people lying every damn minute, lying every minute about this case. No one didn't jump nobody. Stop the damn lying. All you folks are listening to a bunch of garbage. Everybody's lying. These people lying all day, guys. They lying about everything. That's why you can't take social media serious, man. People lie every day, bro. And that's the thing that I cannot stand, is the constant lies, bro. The misinformation. People making up stories as they go. They're listening to gossip on YouTube. They're watching AI videos. It's sickening. Said it's about to be a bad storm. Said the electricity went out. That happens sometimes. That happened out here the other day. Did I tell you that? It happened out here the other, like about what, 2 weeks ago. All the lights came out in the whole entire town. The whole town, supermarkets, the gas stations, everything. All the power, all the street lights was out. Everything was out. It was out for about a good 3 hours. About 3 hours it was out. I think it was somebody messing with the power lines, those electrical companies. They were doing some work. One of them down one of them back streets. I saw them. And I was like, I think they're going to hit a line and they're going to shut it all down. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. Good thing I wasn't streaming. Good thing I wasn't streaming, because everything would have shut down. Karmelo ruined his whole life, guys, because of ego. I don't know what is it with these bugs, but they keep flying by me, man. They just keep coming to this corner. I don't know why. They keep coming to this corner, man. It's driving me crazy, man. Let's see. Let's see if I stand here. I don't even know if I can stand here. Probably just stand here. Let's see. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, guys. Just in this stand. Okay. I'm trying to stand away from these damn bugs. Yeah. So let me get my water. Damn ant tried to go to my water. So yeah. I don't think he's gonna be able to survive. I think that he is going through a traumatic transformation right now. Like reality is setting in for him right now. He's now learning that it's real. Like you really locked up now, bro. And your mama can't save you. And now he got to adjust. And I don't feel sorry for him. I don't. I don't feel sorry for him, not one bit. Um, if anything, this is what he chose, you know? And this is where a lot of people get upset with me because it's like they figure, well, because he's black, I supposed to feel sorry for him. No. Would you feel sorry for him if he molested a child? Would you feel sorry for him if he molested a child? Yes or no? I don't think you would. If he violated a kid, y'all would be pissed. Y'all would want him to fry. Some of y'all would want him to literally be off the planet. If he violated your kid, you ain't gonna be saying, "Oh, I feel so bad for him and so sad what happened." Nah, you ain't gonna be doing that. You know? This is why you gotta stay out of the way. A lot of people, they just like drama. Like, I already know what I'm capable of doing to somebody, and I think about it. I'm like, wait a minute, if I do this right now, right, in this heat of the moment, if I'm angry in this heat of the moment, I know that if I do this, I'm going to prison. So I'm not going to do it. Sometimes people will put you in a situation where you make a decision and you end up going to prison because they set you up to react in anger, and the police come and lock you up. Lost your freedom. You got to be smart. You have to be intelligent. You have to be smart. You got to make the right decisions, man. Can't be out here doing stupid stuff and expect good outcomes, you know? Should the family appeal? No, because the young man is guilty. And you know, people need to stop making it a race issue. You guys got to stop doing that. Stop making this a race issue. Please stop. We know that there is such a thing as injustice. We know that the system is rigged. Let's just make this clear, right? Because I know a lot of you guys, you keep getting mad at me every day. Um, let's set the ground rules first before I continue. Is the justice system fair for black men? No, not in America. The justice system never was fair for us. Okay, now that we know that, why do we commit crimes knowing that the system is not fair? Why do you continually commit crimes if you know the system is rigged? Why would you do that? Why would you put yourself in a situation knowing that if you commit a crime, there's a possibility the system may not favor you? As a black man, you know you have to work 5 times harder than any of these other ethnic groups. You know this. So why put yourself in these circumstances? It would be better to just follow the rules to avoid being put back in slavery. Why do you think the penitentiary was created? The penitentiary was created to put black men back in slavery. That's why they set the system up this way. It's legalized slavery. So why put yourself in a situation that's going to cost you your freedom? You know, it don't make no sense. I'm not going to put myself in that situation. The other day, right? True story, very true story. Um, had somebody that came out to the house to service the cooling system. It had a leak where the coolant was being leaked from the strata valve where they fill it. So before he found the source of the problem, he had to do all this testing and all this other stuff. But long story short, right? When the gentleman was packing up in his truck to leave, right? He had one of those white vans that people use for business. I forgot the name of it, but a lot of celebrities use those type of vans too. Okay, I when he was leaving, I got into my truck and I was now preparing to leave out. Right, I was preparing to leave. His car was over here. I was on this side, so I have to back out. As I'm backing out, or before I backed out, my mind told me, "Don't do it. Don't do it." Because if you back out, he's going to reverse into you. And I was telling my wife, I was like, let's just wait here. She was like, come on, let's go. What are we waiting for? We're wasting time. Let's go. And I'm like, my mind is telling me not to move because if I do, there's going to be an accident. So I'm sitting there and it was taking too long. I'm like, damn, this guy ain't drive off yet. Man, let me leave. So I go backing out. I back out. I reverse. And as I'm reversing out, he start backing out and turning to turn into the driveway. And it's like we almost collided. Almost. It's on video. It pissed me off. I was heated. I was angry. And then for a split second, like he didn't hit my car because I maneuvered the car quickly. But for that split second, I was angry. I was pissed off. But I thought about it. I rolled my window down, pulled up next to his van, and I was like, don't worry about it. I saw that happening before it happened. You good. Have a blessed day. And I drove off. I was angry at first, but I started to think if I flip out and make a scene, then what? You see what I mean? So you got to think about your decisions before you make them. You got to think about what you're going to do before you do it. Because he just finished servicing the cooling system to make sure that my cooling system is working. So I don't got a problem with the guy. He's just doing his job. But he wasn't checking his blind spots. He wasn't checking when he was reversing. He wasn't looking at his mirrors. And I don't know about you guys, but out here, people don't know how to drive. People don't know how to drive. I'm telling you facts. They hand out driver's license like candy on Halloween. People don't signal. They don't look at their rear view mirror. They don't look at their side mirrors. They don't check their blind spots. They don't use signals. They don't yield. They don't follow traffic laws. They go twice over the speed limit. You got to literally be a defensive driver out here. For real. You know? But now, what if I would have made the decision to get pissed off and start cussing the guy out, pull out a gun? Oh, I'm defending myself because he nearly hit my car, so I shot him. Bro, I'll be on the news. But he almost hit my car. It was self-defense. Bro, self-defense? Are you kidding me? All you had to do is just get his information, call the police, and let the insurance companies deal with this mess. Problem solved. It's unfortunate. Of course, you don't want nobody hitting your car, but what's the proper thing to do? Get his info, exchange info, call the police, let the insurance take care of it. Right? Repairs that need to be done, it'll be taken care of. Problem solved. But if you come out the car with your pow and pow, you going to prison. You going to prison. Just that simple, you know? So you got to think smart. You got to be smart about this. So if you guys are in a situation where you feel like you're angry or somebody did something, you got to think about it first, man. Don't go pull your pow. Don't pull out your knife. Think about that prison cell. Think about prison. Think about the part where they tell you to spread your cheeks. Spread your cheeks, son. Spread them. Spread them wide. Spread them wide. Think about that. I guarantee you'll make better decisions. Because I guarantee you, they already told Karmelo to spread his cheeks and bend over. And I really believe the reason why they do that in the penitentiary is to prepare you to spread your cheeks. You know? Well, yeah, just because you have a pow doesn't mean you'll come out on top. Of course, we know that. That's why it don't make no sense for people to be brandishing guns and trying to intimidate people because they got a gun and all this other goofy stuff. I've seen people get their gun taken from them and get shot with their own gun or stabbed with their own knife, you know, or beaten with their own baseball bat. Nobody jumped Karmelo. Please stop the lies, man. My goodness, bro. Like, yo, are you guys seeing this mess? Are y'all seeing how people just keep saying stuff, guys, that is not true? And they keep doing this stuff over and over. Like, no matter how much we talk about this case, they just keep saying stuff. And it's like, bro, stop it. Stop. Stop with the lies. If somebody push you, you can't take your knife and put it in their chest. He didn't do what he have to do. He did something stupid. That's why he's doing 35 years, because he's dumb. You're telling me to cry harder. You're the fool that's here watching me. You're helping me to grow. You're here spreading lies and misinformation. You're not making no sense. Nobody's here crying. I'm telling y'all the facts. Y'all don't want to hear the facts. Y'all want to lie all day. And the only reason why you riding with Karmelo is because he's a black kid. If Karmelo violated your son or violated your daughter, you're not going to be singing his praises. What we're seeing in today's day, what this case proved is that a lot of black folk are just as racist as white folk. That's what it really proves in today's day, in my opinion. You know? It proves that a lot of our people be racist and be hateful, and they don't want nobody to know. They want to cover it up and act like, oh, we're not like this and we're not like that. You know? You said the truth hurts to the ones that can't handle it. Well, yeah, of course. Um, it's both sides. Uh, I mean, you have people from both sides that I guess are hateful, but I try to stick with just the facts. That's all I try to stick with is the facts of the matter. I'm not with all of the tribal mindset. I'm not with none of that type of stuff because that's a waste of time, you know? You said Ringo has selective outrage. That don't make no sense because I'm not selective. Um, Based on the case, I deal with the facts. The facts of the matter is that Carmelo's guilty. That's the facts. Um, when it comes to the case with Cyrus, the Asian man is guilty. Them letting the Asian man off the hook is clearly a rigged case. You see what I mean? Because he murdered a kid. The kid didn't deserve that. The kid didn't do anything wrong. You know, the kid never robbed nothing from the store. Yeah, he had a gun on him, but he never pointed the gun at nobody. You see what I'm saying? At first, I thought the kid was Asian, but then when I look, he have a black father and his mom. I don't know where his mom is from, but if you look at the picture of the kid, he kind of looked like a black Asian kid. If you look at it, so it kind of threw me off because at first I was like, did did he did they kill an Asian kid? I didn't understand exactly what was going on, but nonetheless, when it comes to that particular case, guys, um, it's just unfortunate. We're gonna also cover that case as well because the kid needs justice. You know, uh, somebody said if four dudes are jumping you, what are you going to do? First of all, nobody jumped nobody. So why are you saying something that's not true? Do you understand? First of all, why would you put yourself in a situation for four people to jump you in the first place? If you're not supposed to be under a tent, why would you even be there to be jumped? Use your sense. Walk away. Did Carmelo walk away? No, he stayed there. You keep saying who jumped who. Carmelo got 35 years, fool. You're focusing on emotional stuff, hearsay, and gossip. Carmelo got 35 years. You wasting your time arguing here. He's going to be in prison for 35 years while you're sitting here arguing about who got jumped. You look crazy. You know? Guys, do you not realize how black folk think? They support criminals. They really do. As long as the person is black, they don't have a problem with him killing people, especially if he killed a white person. They love it. This is crazy, fam. You said the guy said that Carmelo was jumped is lying. The same guy has a rap sheet. It's just sick, guys. You have these trolls. They come here doing this goofy type stuff, wasting their time, man. Somebody said, you act like he was a cold-blooded killer. What are you talking about? I'm acting like he's a cold-blooded killer. That's what you feel. You're projecting. All I know is that he killed someone, which makes him a murderer. See, the only reason why you're saying this is because it don't affect you. But if Carmelo killed your mother, how would you feel about that? If your mother pushed Carmelo and he pulled out a knife and put it in her heart, how would you feel? Now notice this, guys. Notice this dumb comment. Notice this dumb comment. He didn't stab him twice. It was once. What? What? He didn't stab him twice. It was only once? Dude, all it takes is once. What's the matter with these people? Bro, I'm telling you, man. Some people are weird, bro. Like, they're weird, fam. For real, for real, for real. What's the difference between once and twice? He stabbed him once and he's dead. People are weird, bro. They making it seem like the amount of times that he used that knife, that it don't make him a bad killer. It was just once. That's all it took. What's the matter with these people, bro? They bugging out, bro. Once was accidental. What the heck you talking about accidental when he told the dude, touch me again and watch what happened? Stop it. Stop it. Stop trying to defend a killer. um I tell you, man, our people, man, are embarrassing us every day on social media by siding with killers, by spreading misinformation. It's just sickening, man. It really is sick, bro. They made dude look clean, so when he go into the prison, he look attractive to the other guys, bro. They did him dirty, bro. But that's what he get, bro. You know, you want to commit crimes, you don't like your freedom. There's people out here all day that try to make you go to prison. There's people in your community, people on your job, people everywhere that try to provoke you, to get you to do certain things, to get you arrested, to get you in some sort of trouble. That's why you got to ignore people. That's why you got to ignore people, man. Leave them, just leave them alone and don't even talk to them. Just be about your own business. Like with me, I just stay out of the way. You know what I mean? I don't talk to nobody. I stay to myself. It is what it is, you know? That's how you stay safe, because there's a lot of people that they 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 have demons in them, you know what I'm saying? They jealous of you, they mad. Some people cannot stand seeing you, you know what I mean? Just seeing you bothers them. They just watch you all day, mad at the world, you know what I mean? They can't even live their life because they watch you all the time. They always want to know what you're doing. Real weirdos, bro. That's some sick stuff, bro. Imagine you wake up and you thinking about somebody else you don't even know, and you're worried about them. You're watching them all damn day. You're not even focusing on your life. That's crazy, bro. You know? Um, yeah. You know what I mean? If you gotta take away the weapons and tell them just stay out of the way, lay low till they get old enough and understand what's going on, because you don't want nobody to make a bad decision and it costs them their freedom. You know what I mean? Um, notice how the person still trying to switch the topic up. He says, you are the same person who said Charlie Kirk did more than MLK. That's beyond sickness. Um, are we here to talk about the topic, or are you here to talk about stuff you heard from somebody else? You're the same person that said this. You're the same person that said that. Fam, I don't know what kind of monitoring demon spirit is operating through you, but number one, I don't care about no MLK. Um, I don't care about that man. And I don't care how you feel. Some of you folks live by these individuals being your leaders. None of these so-called black men that you see today are leaders of the black community. These guys are all hustlers and pimps that have been set up to keep black people suppressed so that they don't further grow economically or to demonstrate when injustices are done. That's why they put MLK in front of us so that we don't fight back. That's why they put him there. He was actually an enemy, and you don't even know that. You don't even know that he was actually your enemy. He was put up by the powers that be to keep us in check. But you don't know history, all right? Um, let me see. They will unalive him, then say it was him taking his life. Well, he might end up doing that. He might end up unaliving himself. You never know what might happen, man. You know? He totally deserved to be in prison for what he did. Well, of course. I agree. I agree. And I don't know why everybody's still crying for, because 35 years, once he do 17, he'll be able to get parole and he'll be out. So what everybody crying for? You know why they crying? Because they're looking at all these other cases and they're saying, well, how come Mr. Child got off? How Mr. Child got acquitted and Karmelo didn't? Two different types of cases. Two totally different types of cases. Do I agree with the verdict for Mr. Child? No, I don't. He's guilty. Based on what I see, based on the facts, Mr. Child is guilty. So that whole case was rigged. That was a rigged case. But see, here's this. Here's this. Watch this. While everybody's making videos comparing the Karmelo situation with the other white boy that stabbed somebody in a school that got 10 years, how come nobody's comparing the Karmelo situation to the O.J. Simpson situation? How come nobody's doing videos about that? How come nobody's doing that? You know why? It involves a black with a black. You're not going to get no views talking about that. They got to keep rage baiting you, keep you upset. You know? OJ was acquitted. So if the system was rigged, right? If we want to believe the system is rigged, how he got off? How he got off? P. Diddy have money. He in prison. So all of that he have money stuff, that ain't gonna cut it. P. Diddy have money. P. Diddy is in prison. So we can't use that he got money stuff. Well, the way it looks, guys, there's no debate in this. Carmelo's gonna get challenged in prison, and he's gonna have the option of becoming somebody's woman, or he's gonna have to fight. It's one or the other. He's gonna have to fight to defend himself, or he's gonna be somebody's woman in prison in order to get through. It is what it is, man. Why is everyone bullying Carmelo? Imagine the state of his mental health right now. I don't care about his mental health. What I don't care. If you care about him, go put some money on his commissary. Since you care about him so much. Since you care about his mental health, put $1,000. You gonna do it? Or you just here talking shit? Which one is it? Cause you talking about everybody's bullying him. Nobody's bullying nobody. What are you talking about? Hey, what about his mental health? The man murdered somebody, man. You talking about somebody's mental health. Man, stop it. You don't give a damn about no mental health. Please. You're a damn killer. The hell I care about that for? Talking about mental health. All this other mess. This man murdered somebody's son. I tell you, bro. I don't know what the heck is wrong with us, bro. But anyway, gang, I'm gonna get up on out of here. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the video. It is what it is. Subscribe if you're new. Um, come back later on with some more content. And man, the workout that I did today, I didn't even plan on doing that workout, bro. Ran into some kid. I ended up preaching to him for about probably 30 minutes. You know, gave him the game on life and whatnot so that he could be successful. It's crazy how you run into people and you end up encouraging them. And you could call me all the names you want to call me, you know, as long as you watching, you know what I'm saying? As long as you watching, that's all that matters, right? The name calling don't mean anything. All it shows is that um, what you're demonstrating when you call names, right? When you call me names, all you're confirming is that you suffer from internalized racism, which means you're a racist who is either black or white, and you don't like the fact that I'm speaking the truth. Your words does nothing to me. It just shows that you're suffering from, uh, uh, hatred. You're hypnotized by hatred. It's in your heart. You have a cancer. You're dying inside of hatred. You're dying inside of hatred. There's so much hate in your heart, you can't even live your life. When I'm done here, I'm going to get me something to eat inside while you're mad. You're wasting your time. Right? Anyway, guys, I'm going to get up on out of here, man. I'm out. Peace.